Frank, here's the Cornhole Dude here, and I'm in Punta Gorda, Florida, with a couple of characters I came across here at the Tiki Bar. Who are you guys? What are you all about?
We're Crashly.
Crashly it is.
Crashly.
Urban.
Ashley Irvin.
And you know what we do? We
sell donuts, don't you?
We sell donuts, and we represent the ACO in the best fashion as possible because it is an organization that we can all stand behind.
I agree.
Looks like you guys are actually wearing the same shirts. They're like matching. What are those things all about there?
We only went 6,000 miles across the pond to represent this organization, and we were the first Americans to win at a major in Europe.
Dude, that's huge. Those shirts look great, especially on Ashley.
I like them a lot.
They look a lot better on Ashley, but I'm telling you what, I'm coming in a close second.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
So
Cheers.
much. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.
Well, what do you say, Holeheads? Welcome to My Shirt Tuesday. Glad to have you along as the season officially wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, but it was just kind of a nice little fourth down in time to Punta Gorda as a way to wrap things up before we focus on the world's Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. All righty then.
That's a great way to end the season here. It was a great way to end the season there.
Yeah, it was. Well, and I'll tell you something, like I said in the promo, getting there was not half the fun, but being there was 10 times the fun. And we'll get into what happened in Punta Gorda. You saw a little taste of that from Crashly up front. Craig and Ashley, I think they had a great time. In fact, not just a time of their life, but a renewal time of their life. And we'll talk to you guys about all of that went on. Maybe you saw the video, maybe not. If not, maybe you can go back and revisit what happened while we were there. And it's funny because the weather opened up just for that, which was pretty cool. I thought, because I was looking at it, I'm like, that is not the weather report I saw.
We got some blue skies. We got some great group photos. It really turned out beautiful.
Yeah, well, this is going to be an interesting episode because not only are we going to talk about Punta Gorda and a different kind of 3-day cornhole festival, really, but we have a couple of nods and tips of the hat that we want to give, and an ACO before like we've never run before. And we do have our first What Have You Done With Your Summer so far, so that's coming up as well. So we'll make it a quick one. You'll get your Tuesday back here very soon. But first things first, what a week for Haley Clark. And we'll bring up her name again here coming up with regard to Punta Gorda. But she did get the apron. How cool is that? So the first episode where the Gen Z chefs got a chance to compete with the Gordon Ramsay on the Master Chef Generations, and she earned the white apron. So that means she continues on in the competition. I think there's one group left to qualify tomorrow night, and then as we go, we'll keep up with her and find out what's going on. It was funny because I did see when I watched it, this was taped a while back, but we don't really know what happened with her because she's not allowed to talk about it. But it was funny because at the time she was talking about her ranking and all of this and that and where she was with cornhole, and then people were like, "You're not ranked that. This is not how you're. What are you ranking?" It's like at the time, if you know how TV works, great. If you only know how your remote works, hit the mute button on yourself. She should be very proud of what she's done. Congratulations, Haley Clark. Good stuff. And I tell you, Neil, your hair was looking spot
not
on.
only is she proud, I think the entire ACO family is proud of her, man. Can't wait to see where the show goes for her.
Well, and it's interesting, too. We're getting all kinds of real cool. I mean, you remember Wendy Chacon did the Try Guys piece out on the West Coast, got a lot of a love for that. And then I just saw Todd Ernstberger post that their local newspaper did a great bottom half of the sports section on Josephina. I tried to get the link so we would have it today, but it's behind a paywall, and I didn't have my credit card on me. But it was a cool article. We'll see if we can find that for you to share. But Josephina, what a season she has had, and nobody more proud of her than her family and her ACO family. So just good stuff. ACO showing up all over media, everywhere. And like I said, Haley had herself a pretty good week overall, so that's cool. Rob Cooksey, what's up?
Cooksey's
fellas?
In the house. Anthony Russell saying, hey, hey.
Hey, what's up? I think Anthony's always number one on the group there. That we don't have a what you have done with your summer. We'll have it next week. Koopalicious. Don't worry about it. We got you covered. Cooksey says, ready to get back and going. World's LFG. And we know what that stands for. Hopefully that's the case, brother. Hopefully everything with the arm and shoulder is going well. Hey, keep an eye on our social media. As always, Instagram looking good. The Facebook posts that have been going out from our secret weaponry looks good. And again, if you want to be part, and this is about the time of year I think that the push texting comes in real handy. So make sure that you opt in for push texting so you can get messages that you need, particularly about Worlds and maybe some other stuff that's coming up here over the summertime, and particularly season 20. All you have to do is text ACO to 833-695-1318, 833-695-1318, and that will opt you in, and then just save that number in your contacts as ACO text messaging, and then when we have something to push out to you, you'll have it right there at your fingertips. We try to put a graphic and a link in there so you get more information. It's a bunch of texts from our end, but it's only one text to you, and we'll try not to blow you up with that.
Hey, Finn, by the way.
Yes?
Our favorite player from Scotland is back on. Craig Smith.
Craig Smith!
In the house, baby.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, shared his jersey, Byron's jersey, with us over the last couple of days. He got his jersey in the mail, and he was peacocking around town in his juniors champion. Our first European champion in our first European major was Byron Smith. So congratulations, buddy. Kayla Marie, what do you say? How are you? I don't know why I've been doing that a lot. I've been going, hey, what's going on? I got to quit.
I got an earplug in this area.
What?
So I'm good.
So anyway, hey to Scotland. Good to have you guys on, mate. I know you just had WWE Clash at the Castle there, and Drew McIntyre got screwed by CM Punk, as you might imagine. But then last night on Monday Night Raw, he quit. He quit the WWE. He said, I've had enough, I quit. So we'll see what kind of boondoggle that turns into. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I needed something very lightweight we're under the heat dome, you know. Kayla, I appreciate you. Steve E., what's up? Good to see you, brother.
Steve E. in the house.
Glad to have you on board as well. Where was I? Oh, yeah.
Kayla. Right. Misfits, baby.
Huh?
Oh, that's an inside thing. We'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Glenn Danzig when you say Misfits. Corey Schuler checking in. But again, all of the different posts that have been coming out from our secret weapons. There's a really cool one there, a little tribute to both Caleb Hurt as player of the season in singles, Isaac Hurt, player of the season in juniors, and the co-ed doubles with Wayne and Maggie. Very cool stuff. Check that stuff out on our social media channels. We also put out there the pro skins players. The number of our pros that engaged in skins this year was a lot larger number than I thought. I think it was in the 130 range. So a little nod of the hat, tip of the hat, nod of the head to all of you who participated in pro skins. And there's another one that we'll talk about coming up here in just a moment. Hey, when we get into season 20, we are going to get back into the early registration bag giveaways and that sort of thing. So just as a reminder, if you are in early registration for upcoming majors in season 20, once that season schedule is announced, you're going to have an opportunity to win stamped approved bags. All the stuff that you saw us do that you liked this past season, we'll be back next season. And there will be some twists and turns along the way, which I think are going to be fun.
Let's get it rocking, baby.
So let's get straight to Punta Gorda. I mean, honest to God, we always talk about the fact that the ACO brings record sorts of events wherever we go. This happened to be record rainfall. This was a 500 to 1,000 year storm of rain coming in all the way across Florida. I mean, it went across from where you were for the Gulf Coast Classic all the way to where my family was over on the East Coast. It was unbelievable. And some of the video that you shared of what you were driving through that last couple hours, thank God you were in the big box truck, though you might have been swamped.
Dude, there were stop signs that were half underwater. I mean, it was the real deal, man. It was bad news down there. And what sucked, Finn, is I'm cruising for like 14 hours down to Florida, And I stopped off at a little beach community, before I got all the way down to Punta Gorda.
Right.
And I was only 10 miles. I'd been in the truck for 14 hours. I'm excited because you know what happens when I get to the end of my road?
This and a burger.
Burger and a beer, baby. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm sorry, I got the order wrong.
Big D Jonathan knows that for sure, man. But anyway, I get down there, and I am 10 miles from where I'm supposed to be, my hotel room. And it took me an hour and a half to go that last 10 miles.
It's crazy.
I could not see a blooming thing. In like an hour and a half period that I was going through this monsoon, dude, we got 7 inches of rain in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I've never seen anything like it. It was crazy.
Well, I'll tell you something, though. As I looked towards that, I thought, you know what? We got some cool stuff going on. I think God loves the cornhole universe, and I think he'll give us a little break in the clouds for the fun stuff. And he did exactly that. And you saw the weather that was behind us. When was that? Was that Thursday?
Well, Thursday started with great weather at the end of the night. So when we were at the Twisted Fork, it ended up being a perfect evening. You know what the rain did? It actually didn't
cleared everything up.
It cleared everything up. It wasn't super humid at that time. It became a perfect evening that night at Twisted Fork. I mean, we had a ton of teams in the house. I think we had 7 or 8 bag partners of ours that had multiple teams down there.
Well, you can see in the slideshow there, I mean, some of the weather behind you, you would think none of that ever happened, but it did rear its weather head again a little bit later. But the fact that we were able to pull off those kind of pictures and those smiling faces, and Kayla says it was so much fun. And I know that you guys have talked while I was in the other room about the format of the way that it works Thursday, Friday, Saturday, later in the day. There are some ideas and some bits and pieces in there that could apply themselves to some occasional events in season 20.
No, absolutely.
So
we love it, man. I mean, but anyway, it was that event at Twisted Fork though with the bag partners and things was amazing. Kayla, as she's chiming in here, we happened to be partners on our bag team. We were the ACO team represented at the tournament, dude.
Awesome, that's cool. You were throwing were you throwing the
traditions?
The traditions.
Yep.
I like those bags. I threw some of those accidentally very well in Branson, and so I kind of like those.
If you were there, we might have asked you to be our partner.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I need to get a set and practice once or twice. But there were other and we talked about the format because started later in the day. You had the Twisted Fork on Thursday, then TT's Tiki Hut at the 4 Point Sheraton on Friday and Saturday, the indoor Tiki Hut, which allowed people to still go out and enjoy breaks in the weather on Friday and Saturday. But there were so many different people doing different things. You talk about Cisco went
fishing, which I did. I think that last year they did the same thing. So they've enjoyed the family time down there doing a fishing trip. We spent time in the pool with a number of different folks there. It was Neil and Austin and me and Haley and the whole crew was out there just chilling out at the poolside. Bring up a cooler and we're just again catching the glimpse of the sun, a couple little rays mid-afternoon. Not worried about cornhole at all because cornhole is going to come later, right? Right now we're just having fun outdoors.
Look at these photos in the slideshow. I mean, look at the sky in the background. That's as good as it gets. I see 007 and his better half
David
in there
and
with you,
Leanne. They met us early on. They met Aaron and I over at the Irish. There's a great Irish pub, Finn. Next year when you get down there,
the Public House.
I know you like a good Guinness, right? There was beautifully poured Guinness.
No such thing as a bad Guinness. I agree, but it was cool, and I know that moving inside was a bit of a logistical issue with the sound and whatnot, but it was just kind of fun to see everybody playing and having fun, and not such a formal center court, if you will. It was very cool. So, but congratulations to our winners, and we talked about the Bag Makers event on Thursday, and you challenged everyone to kind of bring uniforms, if you will. And how about Team OTT? If I'm not mistaken, did they repeat?
They repeated. I'm not going to give them the title yet of best dressed, but they definitely were well dressed. So were our friends from Killer Bees. They had amazing uniforms. And actually, Ruthless might have had the most players decked out in his gear. So Ruthless
they had the orange. Was those
that was part of
tops?
That was part of it. They also had some white ones going, but orange was their main team color. But no, there was.
and
we had Man Bags, which is a new partner group that was down there, so they were there in full tilt. Who else was down there? There was a team Gusto that was down there, so there was a lot.
Gusto had some tank tops going. I saw Ashley Irvin in hers. And but you did mention the fact that it might be kind of cool.
TNT was there too.
TNT,
in the house. Can't
nice.
forget about TNT.
To see, maybe at the Worlds, see some of these teams come out at the Worlds for the tailgater or whatever it is, and maybe kind of recreate some of that.
Well, absolutely, you're right. Maybe that's what we need to push for. But what we need to do though is, people have asked me who won, who was the best dressed team there, and I can't personally just make that call. I feel like we have to figure out a way that we have.
Well, let's take pictures
of
all
ACO
of them.
ACO community vote on it or something. We got to figure out.
We'll get the Secret Weapon boys to put a little
that's
gallery
a great
together,
idea.
and then you can vote.
I love that.
It'll be, you can just vote whatever, and then they can be in charge of tallying those votes. How about that?
I think I like that. We'll figure something out here.
All right, we'll get those photos together.
And all you bag partners that were out there, again, I'm sure I might miss somebody. Killer Bees, TNT, Gusto, Ruthless, OTT, Man Bags, ACO was out there. Whoever else was out there that I'm missing. Again, they go on. Send in your photos to us of your teams, because I know you took some pictures of your teams, in gear, man.
Send it to taco at AmericanCornhole.com. E wants to know, when's the world schedule for Monday, the 22nd, going to be released? You have the Tuesday through Saturday normal divisions and competition schedule out there, but we do have other things we're adding into the weekend before.
Kayla, thanks for telling me that, and she is absolutely right. Lucky's had a team there, man, so that was solid.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah, I know Lucky's did, because I saw
them.
Hoppin' Johns was throwing for Lucky's.
Yep,
I do
that's
believe.
Exactly right.
So, but yeah, so if you know when the the schedule is going to be released for Monday of Worlds, is that a no?
No, we're. Monday is basically already out there. They're just asking about the actual full details of the Welcome Bash and the whole 9 yards. We'll have that launched next week sometime. We're just finishing up the AAU that's going on that first weekend. We're also finishing up the Silver Slider for a new seniors thing. That'll be announced here shortly. That's going to be on the front end there. We've got the adaptive cornhole that we're laying groundwork for and confirming where we're placing that. So all of that will be out there before the end of June next week, as we kind of wrap up the season and prepare what's coming in like the next 5 or 6 weeks, which is that World Championships in Owensboro, Kentucky. So,
and some of that tier play also, we're going to put that out there as far as the time for that, right? Is that right? Some of the tier play? Is that right? Does that need to be added to the schedule? I felt like...
Well, the tailgaters, the tier play happens after the tournament, though. They're still playing the qualifiers and stuff like that. So you don't just jump into the tier. You got to fall into the tier.
No, I know that. I felt like somebody was asking about when.
That's all out there.
I might have had that confused. That might already be put out there.
Yeah, that's already out there. But again, it is out there. The only thing's really, Finn, that we...
What's that?
Season excitement.
New season excitement stuff. I like that.
So, but Finn, really, the only things that we don't have the full final details out. The Silver Slider was going to be out here shortly. AAU is out there. We just are getting ready to start promoting that pretty heavily. We need to again lay down where we're doing the adaptive, and we've got a couple things happening on Monday, which is big stuff. Give us a few more days, and that'll all be out there for you.
Right on. And then season 20 not far behind that as well. But we want you focused on the Worlds. Tickets are out there and available, going quickly, if I'm not mistaken.
So, yes. I'm sorry. I got distracted by somebody posting something on here, but...
I got that.
But I got, Jack Harcrow chimes in here. There was a great evening that we had. Again, just talking about how this is kind of different than the classic major and the classic worlds and stuff like that. This event in Punta Gorda, just to retract a minute and go back to that, we had some great conversations out in the parking lot at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, usually around a beer. But Adam Gilbert and like 3 of his guys come down, and at this hotel that we stay at, Finn, in the bathroom, they have these nice plush white robes. His entire crew comes down with their white robes to chill in the parking lot at 2 o'clock as we're kicking back with some beers. So it's good stuff.
I have to ask Reverend Gilbert, How much did those robes cost? Because I know you took them. I know they got added to your bill, but the Reverend Gilbert was there and did a fantastic job as Team Crashly, Craig and Ashley Irvin renewed their vows there. That was a fun little parade down the center aisle.
You know what they're handing out?
They were handing out
the flower girls were handing out flower ultras.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was watching this. Missy and I were watching this as it was happening, I think, because it was live. You were taking video, and then somebody was streaming it live. I said, oh, my God, you got to see this. And she goes, what is that? I go, it's buckets full of beers. And she goes, her first thing, she goes, they're not going to have enough.
Well, they did. Candler's over there on the other side filming. I'm on this side filming. And I watch as the buckets come down. It gets to me, and there was one left, and they went right instead of left. I'm like, no, wait a second. Bring one over here. But it didn't happen. No.
But it was really cool. That was a really cool experience. Adam did a great job. And the two of them, it was just so great to listen to the two of them talk about how they feel about one another. And it was at that moment where everything else that was going on around disappeared. You could see that it was just those two there.
No, it was.
And to be able to tune out Adam Gilbert is something. To be able to do that, so
well,
good stuff.
I want to hats off to Adam Gilbert because he really did a great job. You know, as I don't know what do you call that? It's not the priest, but he was just the
efficient,
or whatever you call it. He did a great job with it. So it was a thing of beauty. And you know, Finn, just so I just don't let this skip my mind because this whole thing wouldn't happen without the people behind the scenes. You know, to Eric Hopp for all he did with setup, you know, to Sean Priest and all he did was set up and tear down, and for LT and all she did. I mean, so LT and her puppy dog. I forget what her puppy dog's name is, but you know, he or she. I forget. I think it's a she. She's a good frickin' puppy dog. You would love LT's dog. You know, and Aaron Candler, man. Aaron Candler being there and really running the show and doing what he did. Again, Aaron Candler and LT really were the two behind the scenes. And Maz. I mean, Maz doing what he did with the broadcasting and stuff like that. And excited about that, Finn, because, you know, we continue and you really are doing a great job with bringing these new bodies into the picture that are going to help us exceed expectations, I hope, in season 20 with the broadcast.
I've become very good at challenging people to do their best, and they bring it every time. And Maz did a great job. I mean, like I said, the logistics of moving indoors had to be a bit of a nightmare for you and him and the setup of the cameras and everything else. But the coverage that we got, the fun that we got to experience, Maz and everybody behind the scenes on that, well done. Keith Jackson says, I know you guys still have World Jet, but I'm sorry if I missed. When will you be taking applications for COs for next season? And that'll be July 1. So Keith, know that is the case. So July 1. But yeah, the behind-the-scenes crew that pulled all that off.
And there were others that were in the mix, and I can't even remember everybody, and I know I'm dropping some names right now, Finn, but I want to thank all those people behind the scenes that pick up a board, set up a score tower, you know, just help the ACO out, especially because this event is different than a classic major. This was really about getting together with our friends from the cornhole community and having some freaking fun.
This was as close to anything that we run over the course of the year, as close to a family picnic as you're going to get. And at a family picnic, everybody grabs a board out in the back of the pickup truck. Everybody grabs a set of bags. Everybody's lending bags, doing this, buying beers, eating barbecue, setting up a tab, doing that. That's what this is. I'm bumming that I couldn't make it this year. But next year I will be there.
I'm telling you,
swear.
If you're a cornhole player, this should be on your bucket list to be at the Punta Gorda event, man. It's great stuff.
Well, it's good stuff. So Team OTT takes the Bag Makers Championship, the Drummer Boy Invitational, which, again, for those who don't know what the Drummer Boy Invitational is, you have teams of two.
Yeah.
It's a doubles game, but the thing that makes it the Drummer Boy is?
It's a little either right, left, or left, right, but you have to throw one bag, then the other, using opposite hands each time. So, again, just kind of the way drum, man. Boom, boom, boom.
And it's not left, right, left.
Nope,
right,
right. It can be left, right, or it can be right, left. But you're throwing two with your left hand, two with your right hand. You know,
and you're alternating against your team. So Daryl Macon and Austin Thomason took third. Kim Dice and Russell Tabers took second. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, another repeat. I think Craig Irvin last year won, and he won with his partner Drew Waking this year. So I think it's a repeat for His Highness Craig Irvin. And I saw his interview afterward with Maz, and he said, the way that I do it, and this is smart, and I'm sure everybody kind of thought this through, but he thought it through and used it to his advantage to win. He throws with his offhand first just to put it on the board.
Yep, and then try to push through.
And
maybe
then
with
he
his
can
right.
clean it up with his strong hand. Then he throws the third one, hoping just to put it in play.
He might
where
not
maybe
want you giving away these strategies.
He did it on the interview. and if he didn't want me, just pretend I didn't say anything. But congratulations to Craig Irvin and Drew Waking for taking the Drummer Boy Invitational, the Tiki Toss Singles, the Switch Holio Tournament. How about this? Cody Smith, Levi, and is his nickname AK? Is that what I'm getting? Is Levi's nickname AK Thou? Because I don't know. I'm and I apologize, buddy. I don't know. But that's the way it was sent over to us, and I'm almost wondering if it's AK is a nickname. But bottom line is Levi. Well done. Second place to Haley Clark, who, like I said, had herself a pretty big week. Good stuff. She got the white apron, and she got the number one spot.
So, and if you're not familiar with the Tiki Toss, I mean, basically, Finn, what that is, we get a bunch of people together. I think we had 68 or something like that competing this round, and we gave 40 people that signed up for this tournament $50
Got
each.
paid out.
So, and what was pretty dang cool about it is I got paid out. So
for some reason,
made the
in this
tournament
one,
great.
Yeah, for some reason, this one we paid out 41
Yeah,
spots.
that was good. I finished 10th, dude. Yeah, it was impressive though. I think Neil,
Haley's better
half, finished.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Finished
almost better half.
Finished
She's his better
fifth.
half.
So the two of them finished very, very good in this.
Nicely done. Well, she
so
must
the way
have been
and what's
riding
cool
that
about the
Master
Tiki
Chef
Toss
high.
is you're guaranteed of like 4 or 5 games. So you play a lot of cornhole with a lot of different people. It's just a lot of fun.
It's a Switch Holio
Yep.
match, right? Yeah. And then the Harborside Shootout, the doubles, wrapped everything up. And no surprise to see Kim Dice and Chad Jackson coming in. Top 3, Austin Thomason and Willie Johns. Taking second place to Daryl Macon and Johnny Thomas. And I would tell you, Daryl Macon, Johnny Thomas, that team is the perfect amalgam, if you will, of the front half of season 19 and the back half of season 19. You know what I mean? From a senior standpoint.
Oh, sure.
Johnny just ran like a brush fire through the first half of the season, and Daryl just put his footprint all over the back half of the season, so it makes perfect sense that the two of them would have cashed in and taken the first place in the Harborside Shootout.
And that was a big tournament, $10,000 given away in that tournament. So that was a big tournament. And me and my partner, I have to do a hats off to my buddy, Jaden. Here, see my bald head? We had Jaden, though. Jaden, my boy Jaden, Craig and Ashley's son.
Yeah.
He and I partnered. We done went on a great run, Finn. We had a great game against Austin Thomason and Willie Johns. We almost could have beat him. I think we lost 21-16, but that was fun. Jaden, thanks for pitching with me, all right?
Good stuff. All right. Well, if you got any more comments, feel free to bring them. Getting toward the wrap up here. We mentioned earlier the Pro Series skins players, I think in the 130s. The World's schedule, we talked about the AAU, more coming on that. With regard to that, how cool is that to be able to bring young folks from all around the country into the cornhole universe at the World Championships? We went over last week, we went over everything that we wanted to talk about our picks for the Worlds. I don't know that anybody has changed their thoughts.
No, but here's the thing I got to do. I got to talk on the sideline to my boy Austin. I mean, he and I grabbed a drink.
Austin Thomason, you picked him as your dark horse.
My dark horse. He actually, we chilled with a nice beer in the pool that he gave to me, and I told him, I said, dude, here's what I need you to do. You win this thing. I'm coming after you. Yeah. No, it was fun to hear him, and it was fun to hear him actually talking about, some players and things like that he thought, we're playing really well at this time of the game and have the chance of winning it and stuff like that. So good time.
Yeah, and I think kind of the cool thing is we've noticed this over the last handful of years when we really started getting more into digging into the psyche of the players. When you ask somebody who you think is going to win it all, very rarely do they say themselves. There is a lot of respect out there for other players in the game. Now, secretly, I'm sure they want to say, yeah, it's going to be me. But I think there are a lot of people. And I ran across this. Do we have time for a quick story? Do we have time?
Do it.
When I moved to Atlanta to work at 96 Rock in Atlanta, I had been there 2 weeks. And the radio station at Atlanta Motor Speedway, they did a fall race and a spring race. And the fall race was coming up. So we were the official infield broadcasters. We brought in a camper and partied all weekend in the infield, but we did all the race driver interviews. And you could have fit what I knew about NASCAR into, well, nothing, because I didn't know anything. So they said, well, we got some interviews lined up for you for AMS for the fall race. I said, okay, right on. Who do you got? And they said, Kurt Busch. I go, okay, who's that? And they said, he's the current Winston Cup champion. That's how long ago it was. Winston Cup champion. So I did that with him. And there were a host of it. Mark Martin came in. And there were a bunch of them. So I was like, what am I going to do that's going to be different from every other interview they've ever done? So the question that I came up with, and it reminds me of what we just talked about, I asked every single one of them. I said, what if you came out on race day and you went to get in your car and everybody knew this except the drivers, all the pit crews, all the setup crews, everything. All of a sudden, you are now going to start running clockwise instead of counterclockwise. Ooh. Is that how it works? They go counterclockwise? Yeah, counterclockwise.
They would be hard as hell.
I said, and now you're going to run clockwise instead of counterclockwise. Who wins? Not one of them picked themselves.
It changes the game, dude. If you've ever been in there and you're always going this way, right? The changes to go this way, every muscle in your body has to be reconfigured to drive the car that way.
And that's when it turned from a physical assessment to a mental assessment. And they all picked somebody else, and they said because of the way they think about the race. And I thought that was kind of a cool way to get them to talk about NASCAR in a whole different way. But anyway, that's what I love about this, is when you talk about how good all the different players are, who could win it at any given time. And I think that's very cool. And if you're a player and you want to share who you think could win it all, feel free to do that. Let's talk a little bit about, before we go.
We haven't heard any players really say that. So Finn, say that again. I mean, we want to hear who you think.
Yeah, who do you think's going to win?
Last episode, we didn't get enough of you chiming in with who you think, because I think people don't want to hurt people's feelings. I mean, give us one name. One name. If you get to pick one person, put it on the text here or on the messaging, and tell us who you think is going to win this.
And if you think it's you, put that. That's fine. I want to see somebody have the nads to say, I'm going to come in and win it all. You know what I mean? I want to see that. So feel free, and after this episode is over, you can continue to populate the comments with that. Share this episode too, because you're definitely. This is something I don't know that I would like shared, but you may feel like this is something you want to share. Cooper Brower, we're going to get to what you did this summer next week. But ACO before, we spent some time with you and Pops earlier about what you guys did before Cornhole. This is one that I got dared to share last week. And apparently what I did before Cornhole, before I was announcing Cornhole, was just made an ass of myself. As apparently something of a John Belushi.
Ron Stokes, hello, brother.
Hey, buddy. As a John Belushi impersonator. But this goes back to Halloween of 2010, so almost 14 years ago. And ACO before Cornhole, this is your boy. I'll share this with you. And turn up the sound.
I love it. This is a great before Cornhole.
And enjoy.
You see who chimed in? You won't know, but Ron Stokes. Remember him from the West Coast? Yep. 100.
We'd like to True sailors. Like ladies and gentlemen, there are no screaming kids, no knocking balls, no deadlines, no problems, just a room full of friends, ready to have fun. You do sincerely hope that you enjoy the party. Please remember, people, no matter who you are and what you do to live, thrive, and survive, some things that make us all the same. You, me, them, everybody. Everybody. Are you ready to party? Are you ready to party? Let go!
Now, wait a second. I need to clear things up with the entire ACO and cornhole community. Do you understand what you just watched with this ACO before? That guy that was John Belushi was not John Belushi. That was your boy, Michael Finn Walter, posing as Belushi with everything real there. That is brilliant, dude.
That was 2010, Halloween party 2010. And there are some still photos. And God bless, that's my buddy Rob. I grew out the chops. I did the whole thing. We went and got the suits. I put on the extra weight because it was fun. And and he glued on his chops. But his wife, in one of the pictures, dressed as the penguin, as the as the nun that sent them on their quest. So we had a great time with that. But the best part about it was they have this Halloween party. It was a legendary party every year. And two other guys showed up as the Blues Brothers and like, oh no.
But you were better though, weren't you?
Oh no, they were not happy.
Oh, yeah, they were bummed. They were the ones that were bummed.
They were bummed out.
No,
so,
I mean, like I said, I mean, when we were watching that, or I've seen that before, I'm like, dude, if you just put this out randomly, people would think that was them.
Well, I don't know. I have an extensive B4 ACO B4 resume. There's a lot of dumb stuff that I've done over the years. That was a lot of fun, and those are the kind of videos we would love to see.
We want it. That's what we want, man.
You
bring
doing?
It.
Show us, yeah, bring it. Show us what you've been doing. Whether you're on this side of the Atlantic, other side of the Atlantic, show us what else you're doing. Send us some video. Hell, the less we talk and the more we get to watch you do your thing, probably the better our ratings are.
You know what our next episode? Did we do Eric or did we just talk about Eric?
Oh, we haven't done his photo.
We got to do Eric as one of our newer ones here.
Oh, and I did find that photo of you that everybody throws around every once in a while when they want to stick it to you. The one of the Chippendalesy.
He's been sexy.
Yeah, well, I got one of mine that pops up from when I was in college. It's not good.
Mo, how you doing, baby?
It's bad news. But anyway, that's what we want from you guys. Don't be afraid. Send us, if you've done karaoke somewhere horribly or really well, whatever it is, we're very interested in what you do. And if you're new to the ACO and you don't know about the ACO family, it is just like a family reunion when we get together. We give each other shit. We poke the bear. We have some fun. And then we go and we play cornhole or we talk about playing cornhole. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was silly. I was willing to throw that out there to show you what it is we're looking for. And I think that's pretty much a good place to wrap
Cheers
it up.
to you. That was a great.
That was fun.
That was a great ACO before episode.
It's fun.
There.
I'm too skinny to do it again now. No, I could probably do Chris Farley now. Maybe I'll do Chris Farley. Who's the guy that lives in the van down by the river? I'll do that one. The motivational speaker. Yeah, motivational speaker. Anyway, actually, I don't want to go full Chris Farley or Belushi, to be honest with you, if you know what I mean. Anyway, bottom line is,
that's what I mean.
Enjoy your week. Taco Tuesday wraps. I think we're taking next Tuesday off. And then as soon as we have more information for you about what's going on with the rest of the world schedule in Throwensboro and what's going on with season 20, thanks again to everybody that made Punta Gorda so much fun. Weather, in spite of the weather, it was just so many smiling faces. And thanks to everybody in the setup crew, Maz and nice job handling adversity there. And Candler, good to see you out and about and taking care of business there as well. To everybody that made it happen, appreciate you. And it's time to give you your Taco Tuesday back. I'm going to go hang this shirt up. I might wear this the rest of the summer. And I'll probably wear it back to Owensboro.
I just want to say one thing. Okay. I want to let everybody know next year's dates are already locked in. I've been talking with the different parties. We're going to be back in Punta Gorda, Florida, that weekend of the 26th, 27th, 28th.
Oh, later in the month, right?
Later in the month. And I will tell you right now, Finn, the link for the rooms will be fixed. If you don't get your room at the 4 Points, you are crazy. I think they're going for $119. $119. That's where we hang out at the pool. The tiki bar is right out there. The place that we're going to actually play indoors next year. It's a big deal. So we'll be getting that all up online in the next few months.
Book it, Dano.
Book it. Mark it in the calendar right now.
Make it happen. And we are just around the corner from the World Championships of Season 19 and just around the corner from Season 20. Oh, my God. You remember what I talked about? Season 20! Right. He's the one doing it now. Anyway, I promise you your Taco Tuesday back, and now you can have it. Enjoy visions of my fat ass dancing in your heads as you go to sleep tonight, and bring those videos to us. Taco at AmericanCornhole.com. Haley Clark, good luck tomorrow night on Fox, 8 o'clock on Fox. I don't know if she'll be on tomorrow night, but she did get that apron, and now she'll be moving on. So it's going to be exciting to watch and see how far she goes. But we're all right behind you, my dear. Good job, Neil. Hair looks awesome. Very smooth, very shiny, very good. Very good. All right. All right. I got to go.
Check us out, man.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, I forgot how we get out of this thing. I'm Finn the Loudmouth for the ACO, wishing you a happy Taco Tuesday side by side with Frank. Here's the Cornhole Dude reminding you,
here we come, over through. Keep on pitching.
Here's the Cornhole Dude here in Punta Gorda. Tell me, ladies, where are you from?
Old Michigan.
And what's your names?
I'm Ann. I'm Faye.
And?
We're with Team Ruthless.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. What is Ruthless? Is this guy ruthless?
Bad company.
So what have you been doing all the time? I think the boys went fishing, didn't they?
Yes. Yep. Caught fishing. We went to the beach.
We went to the beach. Do you know what the name of the beach was?
No. Just had a good time. Laying on the beach.
You had a good time laying on the beach. Have you either of you played cornhole, or either of you don't play cornhole? Played quads. You have fun on that one?
Yes.
All right. Quads was at the Twisted Fork, right?
Correct.
All right. So what do you got planned for the rest of the weekend?
We got doubles today, and then hanging out the rest of the night Sunday, and then we're here Monday. Then we fly back home.
All right. I love it. Well, hopefully we'll see you back here. I think you were here last year, weren't you?
No, just the guys were.
Oh, just the guys were.
It was a guys trip last year.
All right. This year they brought the ladies. I love it, man. We'll have some fun and keep on pitching.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.